So I wanted to put together a video of Noah, and it's just put out his AquaWorld water park. An amazing game changer in terms of what you can do with Planet Coaster. One thing Planet Coaster has always needed is water slides, but you can't do water slides. They stopped working on it. It probably would be very difficult to add water slides, and then you'd have to have some people in swimsuits who've already gone to a changing room and some people who haven't, and whether how you would keep track of all the different people, and some people would be in swimsuits and some people wouldn't, and sections like that. It would be great if Planet Coaster ends up doing that, but I can see where they could say, well, we're not going to do that. And I don't know if they're ever going to do any more work on Planet Coaster and say, hey, haha, we're going to go ahead and revive this game and put out 2 or 3 new editions, packs onto this, and water parks will be one of that. But I have the feeling they've just put this down. They're not going to do anything, and that's really disappointing. So Noah's Workshop. So he has, again, this is his Planet Coaster. It's all the water, all his water slides, which he has put out. And as you can see, he put this out on May 3rd. It is May 9th. And this is only 6 days old. And I've had the chance to play with this for like several days now. I am the only comment on here. And if you look at his workshop, he's only got 41 followers, which just blows my mind because he has put realistic working water slides into the park that you can ride and that you can experience from first person and that are beautiful. And my goodness, everyone should be jumping all over this. This is absolutely fantastic. And they're gorgeous and they're thorough and everything. So if you take a look here, you got the water slide 1. This is the Wild River. Probably the coolest one. You actually take 3 different laps on that under a single ride. And unfortunately with the water slides, you only have 2 people per ride. And a lot of the times they have 2 slides together. And you'll do 1 lap on one, and then you'll do 1 lap on the other. And then, you're only doing 2 people for like a 3-minute ride altogether. So what I found, unfortunately, with a lot of these is that this is the back and forth water slide. And then water slide tower G. 2 different ones. But you'll do a lap on one, and then you'll do a lap on the other. And then you're not making any money off your park. It's great as a simulation, it's great as a sandbox, but when I changed it to like a scenario, it's really tough to make money off any of these unless you have coasters. And so I started playing with it and said, hey, is there any way to get these? And they're not very exciting either, is the tough thing. Most of these are only in the popularity of the 1s, 2s, and 3s. So they're very hard to do here. And this is the Swashbuckler. This is a Master Blaster slide. It's got uphill, so this is the new actual water coasters where it shoots you up the slide. And with any of these things, they're using one of the Mighty Mouse coasters with the track underneath, and it's just amazing how you're riding on top. This is actually the Mighty Mouse coaster. But you would never know it based on riding it and looking at it. And then this is a water slide tower sees the little typhoon. And it even goes back and forth as you go in the bowl. And then this one. He's got, each of these has different style ones. I think this water slide tower A, this is not actually in the game. This is this is not fully covered, which is kind of neat. So this is something you could probably add to your game, but is not in his original one. I don't know if that wasn't happy. So anyway, I'm just going to get out of this one here and go into the game and just show you what I did with mine. So I've had a couple days to play with mine and get mine expanded. Here's, of course, all the water park is in this section, and then I have changed quite a bit in order to try to make things profitable, to make them more exciting, to get more people riding them, and just try to have a bit more throughput and excitement, and just sort of playing around with what he had. So let me just go over what I have changed, and you know, he's probably sad. He'll either be sad that I made all these changes and played around with the stuff, or he'll be very happy that I played around with his concept and then did a whole lot of changing since. So this was just basically a whole water pool, and these are just, you know, the animated people who just sit around in their suits sitting in the pool. So people can't actually experience that, unfortunately. So I just went ahead and made this an actual water coaster. This is not my own ride. Let me see, does it even say Reef Knot? I think Reef Knot. You can probably find this on the workshop. I added that in there. This was the little kitty coaster in here. This was very, very at low popularity, so I just went ahead and put a ride on top of here, kept a little bit of this and just sort of gutted it, and then people come walking out in the little water park underneath, and that works. And then this is, I basically said, hey, let's keep all the guts here, but let's take the Mighty Mouse out, and then let's make this the Barghest. And as you can see, 4.49, a little bit lower on the fear and the nausea. Let's see. Well, this one generally has a fair amount of people coming through. It hardly ever gets a line. And if you take a look at towards the bottom here, I've got 2,400 guests in here. I moved it to scenario, so it's making money. It makes about 10,000, I think, every month. Yeah, so each one of these, it's making about 10,000, so it's profitable. But I had to do a lot of changes to make it, because just as it is, it's a lot harder to do with just the rides, because the rides are great simulations, but they are a bit tough to make money on. Here, I'm going to go ahead and, oop, god damn it, I missed him. Great. He's going to work on the ride that I'm trying to show off. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead. He's alright, he's going to work on this. Anyway, I'm going to show off the next ride then. This is one that's actually working. Now, the way he's got these rides is he generally has two back-to-back. You'll do a lap on one, and then he'll come up, and then we'll do a second lap and go on the other. So, and the problem with that, of course, is that, you have a two-person ride that only two people can do, and then you do a second lap on the other one, and then you're really not making any money on there. And it doesn't necessarily add to the excitement to go through the whole cycle again. So I actually went through and took out some of the track on the black one, and then it's just the white one here. Oops. Since I'm just in a mode here, we'll go ahead and just test this out. And again, it's just amazing. You go up the steps here. Only if you're paying close attention, you will see the track that's underneath everything that you're actually riding. And then a lot of these things, I'd have to play with the Mighty Mouse coaster and just see if he did anything super fancy. But obviously really short tracks and quick adjustments. And it's just seamless. Just seamless. Did such a good job on the stuff. And then this is really amazing. I think he said he had some invisible track, which I don't know how you do invisible track, so I'm still figuring out that. And then this, your hold here. You're sitting and holding. How you do this on a mouse coaster, I don't know. And you're actually riding the darn thing. So this is just stunning, the simulation. You have a working water slide here. And of course, it actually rides it the rest of the way out. The difficult thing, so I took the black one out just so you would get one lap on the white one, and then hopefully you get enough. And people do occasionally ride it. And if you see, it's like just 2.15. It's, it's just a kiddie ride. You would think that it would do a whole lot better. But it doesn't, because unfortunately, because it's not a track ride or a dark ride, it just doesn't have the populace. So that's the one of the real tough things with this, is that it's just tough to get people to ride these things, even though you and I would be just frothing at the mouth. But people just don't want to ride these. I've got 2,500 people in this park. There's nobody in line, and it's just too lowly rated. Okay, here's the one. I don't know if you just got it. I've got people quitting left and right. So, okay, let's see. So this is just a quick out and back. Again, this one I turned off the pink one, took out that, so it's not doing 2 whole rows. But this is doing on a bar guest, and then this is launching it. Come on. Okay, here we go. But this makes enough money that it sort of breaks even. So this is at 10 bucks. This should actually be a little bit higher. I don't know if I just lowered it for some reason. 4.49, 2.95. Okay, we can actually launch it. So this was me playing around. I took off the little lock thing. This gives it a launch. A little dip there. That adds actually to the excitement on there. And then this has big plunge. And you really got to play around to get it so that you have the track not really sticking out much. And then you can add little water things underneath as well. And that's it. And if you take a look here, see, we got a line already, which is nice. So this one actually normally makes enough money. I did lower the price, and I don't know why the price got lowered. I think this can make... And you could still do this as a simulation. And this does little splashbacks. But this is a little bit more exciting. So, again, you could... Introducing this stuff, people are going to play and adapt with it. And I have. So this is not, you know, this is an actual coaster within a slide. So it's a slide / coaster. So it's a little different than what he intended, but that's what I did playing around with it. This I changed around even more. This is again another bar guest one. This was a thin covered track. I played around with it, took the top off, extended the sides. Really not doing a great job, I must say. This is not a pretty coaster like he had. But I have widened it so that it could fit the bar guest. Woo! Little dip there. Quite the big splash. And then a little splash motions I added there. And this one does pretty... God. Yeah, who changed all my prices? Someone just changed all my prices. Anyway, but this is profitable. Does 8 people at a time. It's an exciting one. Yeah, this is 5.17, so you get some greens in here. And so people come and routinely use this. So it doesn't get too much of a line, but it does okay. And then, but yeah, this I had to really play with to take the top off, to widen the bottom to, it looks ugly, and then pull out the sides on each side so that it could fit. And then down here, dip the track so it doesn't run into the track above it. And then adjusting this a little bit more, it's a little bit taller accordingly. And then of course I took out the whole stairs leading up to it, which was set up to look like an actual water slide, and this is set up to be sort of a water coaster. And it just simulates enough that you don't get a whole lot of running into things. So it can work as a simulator too, but it's a little bit more exciting. So anyway, that's why I just keep playing around with stuff like this. I hope he's cool with that. I took out whatever water feature was here. I forget which one it was. added, this brings in some attractions over here. And I think that's the sad thing, is if you have all the water park stuff together, it doesn't bring anything in. So you got to have bring some people in to check out the other one. This is another one where it would do a lap on the red, it would do a lap on the green, and then this is just 2 people on there. And while the excitement on this one is a little bit more consistent, let me see, I will click on that. Oop. There we go. 3.22. It's pretty low. So this one, I just kept the green side. The red is just for show. And then if you, again, perfect simulator. So the simulator part's fantastic. You know, if there's a way that you're going to have 2 loading zones, one for red and one for green, I think that would be the ideal one, so you could keep the ride going for both. Look at this. Just amazing. Back and forth, and then you finally go down in the cone. Just an amazing simulation there. And then again, you know, this is a Mighty Mouse coaster. This one has a steady flow in the tsunami and the vortex, but you're still losing a lot of money here. It's only with 2 people at a time, and you can only do one 2-person coaster at a time. It's just not making any money, which is unfortunate. Now this is the Rainbow Racer. This originally went to just up to here. I went ahead and just copy and pasted a second layer, and then this goes much faster. And this gets some real herky-jerky. It gets crazy. It even does a fast turn around the side. And this gets some people in. This is actually... So... Yeah, this is... Someone changed all my prices. This is... I don't know why. But this is the excitement on double decking. This is a lot more. A little painful, but exciting. So, and then this one is the actual. Oh fuck! It's broke. We need to get someone on here. Okay, there he is. He's going to fix that. And then I can shut that off. This one used to go back and forth. Not very popular because it just doesn't have much excitement. So I added a log flume in here, and you get a lot of people attracted to the area. And that's sort of what you need to do. So I just kept that in the end, and then this goes underneath the whole park. And then, again, this section over here, this actually sends you up. So like with the water slide coasters, you go down, and you also get launched back up. And yeah, just the animations on the water is really, really cool as well. He's fixing this. They'll be off in a sec. And then this is my last adjustment here. Oh my god, did I ramp up the price? It's too expensive. See, this is what I get. Alright, I'm going to lower that. No. Alright. Raise my prices. Okay. I want people to ride this right now. This always has a steady line, so. And this always makes a profit. So the stats on this one are pretty good. And this is a really fast ride. I changed this quite a bit. This was another one where it was just 2 people at a time. I went ahead and added a ramp up here. I added rocks. I added a water thing so it's continuous. This is 8 people. Doesn't collide into the rocks, move the rocks around enough. This does one lap, goes in the launch, and then comes around the corner. Stays in the water. And that's it. And this does consistent business. And then takes up some of the side on the corner. That's the only way I was able to do it, because normally it was coming through here. And this is always popular. This is the most popular out of the water reinventions. Again, just coming up. This rides on the top of it. And then it doesn't run into any of the rocks. Really quick adjustments. Had to play around with it quite a bit. And this is a working simulator, but different than how he intended it. 8 people at a time versus 2, 1 lap versus 3, and then changing around some of the design. It's not super pretty. Well, I mean, I tried to make it as pretty as any of the revisions I did. It looks better. All right, and then this is the final one, which he did. Let's see. All right. Again, all right, hold on, we'll go in. And see, this is just stunning. I mean, this is such a good simulation. And then this one is just, oh no. You've got a kid in front, so you got the bar in front. Normally, if this was an adult riding it, you'd get a whole better view. But yeah, you've got the ropes on the top, rope netting, which is just how it's supposed to look. It shoots you up, go back down, things. It's just stunning. And then this is all a mouse coaster with, and you would never know, based on how close the ride is. And it's just stunning. So anyway, I've done a whole lot of adjustments on mine, obviously, to a lot of the rides where I would only have 1 lap on one versus the 2, which is he's got. Obviously, when you download this park, you're going to get all these slides, and then you get to ride them as intended, and then you can play around with them more and reverse engineer them like I kind of did. And then if you add some coasters, these are drop-in coasters from the workshop, which I added. One of these, which is amazing. This is the Fandoria. Fandoria? I think, let's see. Yep, Fandoria. This is a fantastic coaster, which works really well in here. And then I also dropped in the Alpine Striker. This is a really cool coaster. Vector coaster. This has a lot of traffic as well. And then both of these together have the exit ramp and then go through a little bit of shopping, and also goes through 2 drop-down rides. And these are the most popular ones. There's always a giant line here in these pirate ones. Very popular. It brings in a whole ton of people and attracts people towards the back of the one. But you know, there's a consistent traffic that goes through here. But yeah, the water park rides just do not attract too much traffic, except for the ones that I sort of reverse engineered. And then I added the Ferris wheel here. This gets some traffic. And then added the log flume ride. That brings in some traffic. This does good overall. Pretty consistent. Doesn't get too much of a line. And then this thing speeds around and shows off the entire park, all around the water park. This will be a really quick tour. This is mine. I designed this. And then this really fits in with the existing scenery. Takes you around the cool trees. So yeah, it kind of fits it nice. And then you always have one car loading up and one car going. And this becomes a pretty profitable park altogether. I added this one. It looks kind of ugly, but I needed a place to put it. This is where the lockers go. This is where the changing rooms go. Really gives it that water park feel. And then again, really made this more an amusement park versus just a water park. And this comes right along here. And normally you would have that pool there, which is, you know, it looks great, but of course it's all simulated. But this just really sort of pads it out. Anyway, this is what I did after playing with this for about 3 days. Amazing water park, thanks to Noah. Go ahead and download this, subscribe to Noah, and it's just an amazing job he did. He's really changed the game, what's possible, and play around with it, reverse engineer, and then hopefully he will see a whole lot more attention than he's got. It's amazing what he's done. He's got 17 pages. I haven't even checked out this booster here, but it is really, really cool work he has done. All right, check it out. Enjoy. Bye.